Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Insider's Guide, Secrets to Academic Success at Ohio State. Unfortunately, I think our times got mixed up on the schedule of events, so I went ahead and decided to just record this session so you can watch it asynchronously. We will also have an in-person session of this event on Thursday, October 20th. Okay, let's get started. So first, welcome. We're glad to have you here at Ohio State. I'll introduce myself and then we'll kind of get into the content. So my name is Jackie Von Spiegel. I'm the program manager at the Dennis Learning Center here at Ohio State. And what I do is I coordinate academic coaching and academic workshops for the DLC. And the DLC, I'll explain in a second, but I just want to say I was in my undergrad, I was a transfer student myself. So I understand what it's like to kind of come into a place and you know what it's like to be a college student, but a lot of your strategies are going to change based on, it's a different learning atmosphere. Okay, so a little intro into the Dennis Learning Center. We are a resource for all Ohio State students who are seeking to improve their successes in college through tangible and research-based academic strategies. So in other words, we are a research center and we study learning and motivation in college students. And then we use that information to help students be better students. So developing, I'll talk about the topics we talk about in a second, but this is all of the ways that you can just kind of be a better student. We are in Junkin Success Center, which is on South Campus. You can see in that black circle there, we're kind of on Neal Avenue on the south end of campus. So we're on the second floor of Junkin Success Center, but all of our services are also available online, and we have some kind of satellite locations throughout campus too to be more convenient. So what do we help with? Well, we hear lots of things from students, but things like, I never needed to study in high school, and now I don't know how to study. Or I keep forgetting about assignments until it's too late. What can I do? Or I can't focus in class and I keep getting distracted when I'm studying. Help. So we help with things like smarter study strategies, time management, reducing procrastination, maintaining motivation, organization, note-taking, test-taking, and much more. All of those things are going to help you in all of your classes. We do this through a couple different ways. We have courses you can enroll in. We have coaching, which is like a one-on-one as needed service where you meet with an academic coach to help you with whatever you want to improve. We have workshops like the one you're attending right now. And then we have online resources on our website and on our social media. Okay, so not a discussion because this is recorded, but just think through at your previous school, what did you do and where did you go in between classes? So I know when I was a transfer student and the school I transferred to, I sat in my car. I was a commuter student and a lot of times I would sit in my car and eat my lunch or things like that. So thinking through where are you going and what are you doing in between classes? And maybe you could use that time a little better, right? And then how did you balance study time with everything else you've got going on? I know you've all got a lot of things happening. So how do you balance that study time with everything else? Think through that, and that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. So we're going to give you our secrets to success at Ohio State. What we're going to do is help you develop a fixed commitment calendar to plan your week step by step, how to budget for both school and fun, and then talk about who you can go to if you need help. So our first secret of success is, not a shocker, go to class. Going to class is really important. And I know it can be hard sometimes, especially today is the first day back after fall break. And I know everybody's kind of struggling to get back to a academic mindset, but it is really important to go to class. Is even online synchronous classes or the asynchronous classes too. So with Ohio State, you want to plan for travel time. A lot of other schools, the campuses aren't quite as big or the travel time isn't quite as necessary, but Ohio State's a big campus, I'm sure you've noticed. So you're going to be making your spring schedule soon. Make sure that you plan for that travel time in between classes and before and after. Schedule regular class time for your asynchronous classes. If you are scheduling any asynchronous classes, make sure that you personally decide what time is best for you each week to work on that class material. So watch lecture videos, work on the assignments, make it a regular part of your schedule. And then tell others your class schedule. This is kind of making more of a commitment to going to class, is telling, you know, your friends and family to say, hey, I can't text between 1 to 2 because I'm going to be in class. Okay, so now you just made a commitment to going to class by telling other people that you are unavailable. The other thing you can do is find or make a friend in class. I know it can feel as a transfer student like everybody knows each other, but I will tell you for sure they do not. And even if they do, that doesn't mean they won't like to get to know you as well. So definitely be bold, be brave, introduce yourself to others in class. And so you don't have to be best friends, but it is a great way to have that accountability in class where you talk with them and just say hi and everything. Each class, they know if you're there, they know if you're not there. That can be a really helpful way to motivate you to get to class. The second thing to add to your weekly calendar is, or our second secret to success, is to read your syllabus. So what we want you to add to your calendar here are some information, some of the bits of information from your syllabus. So I know, you know, as a college student, even at your previous school, of course, it's important to read the syllabus. But here you're going to find what type of class it is: lecture, recitation, lab, seminar, whether it's online or in person, hybrid, all of the ins and outs of each course. You'll find the instructor information as well. Sometimes they'll say what they prefer to be called on that, on the syllabus as well, and their office hours. That's what I'm going to encourage you to put onto your weekly schedule, is their office hours. You don't need to go every week, but when you are struggling or when you feel like, oh, I really want to ask my professor a question, you don't have to think like, how do I do that? Or when should I go? You already every week are seeing it on your calendar as their office hours. So that's a secret that I definitely use myself as well. Make sure that you put other resources for help, like the Dentist Learning Center, like tutoring, like, you know, the disability services. There's lots of other resources at Ohio State, and often they are listed in that syllabus. So make sure that you read through those as well. Along with the weekly calendar that we're making here through this workshop, I encourage you to have a big monthly or even a whole semester calendar where you just see the semester or month at a glance, and add just big deadlines. So assignment deadlines, big, exams, any big events that are kind of one-time things, add that to that calendar, and then maybe put it up on the wall, put it on your desk, something like that, where you can see it at a glance to get perspective on where you are in the semester. You can add all of your class assignments and deadlines to that calendar as well, so you can see when you have really busy weeks or when you might have lighter weeks, and you can work ahead. Oops. Secret to success number 3 is to take care of yourself. We really want to make sure that you are maintaining your wellness through your time here at Ohio State. So we want to make sure you take care of yourself. But to do that, part of doing that is managing your time and your energy. So what we're going to add to our weekly schedule here is your sleeping time, your relaxing time, social leisure time, going to the gym, eating lunch, like taking care of yourself. So one of the best tips is to treat school like a 9-to-5 job. Treat it like a job where you have a start time. Start time might vary each day, but try to make it as consistent as you can. Start time each day, you leave your dorm, you leave your apartment, and you get to campus, and then you stay on campus throughout the workday. Because I know how it can be when you have a chance in between classes, you might want to go home and take a little nap. And that means you're probably going to be up all night doing homework and studying and things like that. So a good way is to treat it like a job. You're on hours, and then at the end of whenever the end of your workday is, then you can go back to your dorm, back to your apartment, and do all of the kind of non-school activities. Use that social or leisure time as a motivator to get your work done ahead of time, so that if you want to spend time with your friends and family in the evening, make sure that you do your work ahead of time so that you feel free to do that. And you want to make sure that you're going to the gym, that you're eating, you're taking care of yourself so that you stay healthy and can maintain the pace of Ohio State. Secret to success number 4 is to get involved. And this is where, again, adding to your calendar, we want to put in other fixed commitments outside of just academics. Clubs, sports, any meetings that you have. So any kind of weekly event that happens regularly, put that on your calendar as well. So put in the club meeting that maybe it meets every other week, or maybe it meets once a month. Go ahead and put it on there so that you work around that time. Plan for social time. So going to football games, going to, my personal favorite is OSU hockey games. Plan some time to be social with your fellow students, and then people outside of Ohio State as well. So make sure, the thing with Ohio State, again, is it's big and there's tons of things to get involved in, which is fantastic. So think through like what you want to get involved in that's going to match your goals or values. It can be a little overwhelming when you try to get involved in everything at Ohio State, because there's just too much. There's not enough time in the day. So we always say to match your involvement to your goals and values. So whether that is, things that are related to your major or to your future career, you can find clubs and internship opportunities and things like that. But you can also find, you're interested in juggling or swimming or something like that, then do that too. It doesn't have to be related to your academics, but something that's going to give you fulfillment and match your goals and values. So think through that and then make a commitment and get involved. It's one of the best ways to have a good experience here at Ohio State. And there are plenty of ways to do that. Secret to success number 5 is to plan your study times. Okay, now we're getting into the study times part, which is really what we love at the Dennis Learning Center. When are you going to study outside of class? At Ohio State, in Ohio, the Board of Regents assumes or expects that students study for an average of 2 hours per each credit hour that you are in. So if you're enrolled in 15 credit hours this semester, that means you are in class, whether that's online or in person, in class for 15 hours a week. You should also be studying and working on those courses for 30 hours outside of that 15 hours. So that's why it's a full-time, 15 hours as a full-time student. You're working for 45 hours a week just on academic stuff. So when are those 30 hours outside of class? That's up to you. You get to decide. But it really helps if you can make it a regular study time. If you're struggling with, I just don't feel like it, I don't want to, or whatever, or I keep forgetting, make your study plan and think through, I always say like the kind of journalism type questions: when, where, who, what, and how. I think importantly is where, especially for transfer students. Do some exploring on campus. We have lots of different libraries. We have lots of different study spots. You can follow us on the DLC Instagram. We always talk about where to study Wednesdays to give different study locations. There's so many different places that you can study, but to really figure out, make a plan that makes sense for your schedule and your travel time and your preferences. Do you like kind of more coffee shop atmosphere? Do you like a really quiet space like a library? Do you want to be inside, outside? It's really up to you. Do you like to mix it up and go to a different place? But decide where you're going, decide who you'll be with if you're going to meet somebody there, and decide what and how you're going to study. What are you going to study? And then how are you going to study it? What are you going to do with that information to make sure that you understand it and remember it? Remember, you want to be focused while studying. So if you need that really low distraction atmosphere, there are plenty of locations on campus to get that. But one of them is at the Dennis Learning Center. We have some open study tables as well. So figure out where you focus best and in what kind of atmosphere. And then make sure to use your resources. So think through what kind of, when is the math and stats tutoring center, the writing center, when are you going to use those, and put that into your schedule as well. Secret number 6 is to advocate for yourself. So just some questions to think through. Why is asking for help hard? A lot of people struggle with asking for help. So ask yourself, what are your hesitations when you are maybe struggling in a class, or even just kind of struggling in whatever way? Maybe you're not understanding the content, maybe you're not, the pace is too quick, maybe the pace is too slow and you're bored. What is the concern? And then, are you asking for help from your professor, from your classmates, from a TA, from a tutor, from an academic coach? If you're not, what are your hesitations? Then think again at your previous school, or maybe even at your high school. Who did you feel comfortable asking for help, specifically academic help? Who did you ask for help? Classmates, teachers, principal, parents, friends? Who was it that you liked going to for help? And then another thing to think through, how does it make you feel when you advocate for yourself and then you get the help or resources that you need? How does that feel? Okay, so thinking through why good students advocate for themselves. Good students ask for help. And it's really going to be on you to advocate for yourself at a school like Ohio State. There's tons of resources. We are here to help, but we can't read your mind. And you need to decide when you need help and reach out for those resources. So that's our secret to success. Advocate for yourself. At Ohio State, there is an office for everything. We have tons of resources for students, but they are all different offices. So at smaller schools, you may go to one person and they can help you with multiple things. It doesn't really work that way at Ohio State. You probably have to go to multiple offices. So plan ahead for that. Remember that good students ask for help. And maybe the help that you are given is not a direct solution. Maybe your professors or your TAs are not going to solve the problem for you, or even your academic advisor. They're not going to solve the problem for you, but they're going to give you a way to solve the problem yourself. So the help that you receive may not be exactly what you asked for, but try to take in whatever you can. When you're advocating for yourself, focus on your strengths. Be assertive and advocate for yourself. This is going to get you the help that you need. This is what you've done so far. Some of it's working, some of it's not. And how can I make it better? Is a great question to ask. Do be proactive when issues arise. Lots of people want to help. I want to help loads. Everybody who works at Ohio State loves students, and we want to help students. But like I said, we don't necessarily know when you need help. So you need to be aware of that and ask for it. Do be persistent and patient. Again, this is a big school and there are a lot of people who work here, but there are also a lot of students. So sometimes it will take some time to get the help that you need. So be proactive, plan ahead, be persistent, and be patient. People might take a little bit to get back with you or for you to get an appointment with someone, but you will be able to do it. And remember that asking for help can open doors. So a lot of times when you ask somebody for help, you actually get more information than you asked for. You get even better. You find out about new things you didn't even know to ask. So for example, doing an informational interview with someone about asking somebody about what their job is like, it often helps students to find internships and jobs. So just by asking someone for help, you actually get more than you asked for, which is fantastic. Okay, overall, our secrets to success are to go to class, read your syllabus, take care of yourself, get involved, plan your study times and stick to the plan, and then advocate for yourself. So pretty simple secrets to success, but we wanted to remind you of these and give you some support along the way. The Dennis Learning Center is here to help you. So we are here to help through multiple different ways. We have, like I said, we have courses that you can enroll in. So talk with your academic advisor if a DLC course is right for you for next semester. And you can also meet with an academic coach. So if you go to our website, that's dennislearningcenter.osu.edu, you can click on coaching and you can schedule an academic coaching appointment right online. It's free. We have, like I said, locations around campus and appointments online. So totally convenient. It's free, low cost, big reward. You'll find some strategies that can help you study smarter for making the best use of your time. You can find all of this information and more on our website. You can also follow us on social media at DLC_OSU on most platforms. You can scan that QR code there to get our social media information. And that can then you can find out about our upcoming events and all of the things that we offer at the Dennis Learning Center. Like I said, our services are free. What's stopping you from using our services? The other thing I will recommend is that we are having for National Transfer Student Week, we are having some snack and study tables on Monday and Wednesday of National Transfer Student Week. So come on by, bring your books. It's a nice quiet space that you can come and study and get some free snacks at the same time. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope that this has been helpful to you. If you do have any questions, you can email us at dlc@osu.edu, and that email goes right to me. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. Hopefully, we'll see you soon at the Dennis Learning Center, and have a great fall semester.